Hello there and welcome to my channel. My name is Doug and welcome back to another fountain pen video. This is a rather special day because I have made 500 subscribers thanks to you. So I thought I'd do a special video today because who knew that I would make 500 subscribers? Only taken me 14 years. As an internet influencer now, I know I'm supposed to start my videos with, "Hey guys, what's up? What's up?" I'm much too old school to do that. When I started this channel back in 2006, it was a place where I could store my home videos of me sitting in my basement playing my guitar. Now in 2020,
this is 2020.
I get copyright strikes every time I play a couple of chords. Or even mention Supertramp. Supertramp. Oh crap. I mentioned Supertramp.
God damn it! God darn it! Shit! Shoot!
I'm learning new things and having a blast doing these videos for you. So please keep your comments coming and please make suggestions on what you might want to see in upcoming videos. I want to give a shout out to the Facebook group Taste the Rainbow. It's for lovers of Penbbs pens. They've been very welcoming and supportive, especially when we all get together and anxiously await a new model like the 500. I had a mental image of a bunch of pen geeks sitting around the world hammering away at their refresh buttons waiting for that Penbbs 500 model to drop.
Yeah, this is not going to be enough coffee.
So I thought this video would be a special one. I would do a review of my favorite 10 pens from 2019. And let's get started right now. Okay, here we go with my favorite fountain pens of 2019. I said best, but it's only best to me. Again, your mileage may vary.
Your mileage may vary. To express a possible difference in taste, this is just my opinion. Your opinion may be different.
These are my personal opinions, and I don't have a lot of experience, so these are just the observations of just an ordinary guy sitting in his basement playing with his pens.
Oh my God.
I didn't say that. Anyway, as I go through my list, I'll insert cards at the top of your screen for you to click through to the corresponding video review on the specific pen. Please feel free to skip around in the video with the timestamps I'm providing in the description below. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell if you want to be notified when a new video is posted. It's taken me 14 years to get to 500 subscribers, so I'll be, let's see, well, I'll be really old when I get to 1,000. So thank you again for watching. So let's start. Starting from number 10, we have the most expensive fountain pen in my entire collection. I purchased this fountain pen almost a year ago, and at, move that out of the way, and at $315 Canadian, it was quite the purchase. I fell in love with the finish and the whole Starry Night thing, being a big Van Gogh fan, or Van Gogh, as Stephen Brown says it. I'm probably not saying that properly. This is the Visconti Van Gogh Starry Night. The pen is beautiful and it writes beautifully. I love the magnetic cap and that hinged clip. Beautiful. And the pen is nicely faceted as well, and that resin is gorgeous. Certainly they've taken the colors from the Starry Night and put it into that resin. It's just beautiful. However, the metal section and that number 5 nib haven't aged well, along with my expanded tastes over the last 11 months or so. Still, it is a work of art and quite a financial investment for me, so it makes my list at number 10, the Visconti Van Gogh Starry Night. At the 9th spot is a surprise to me. I bought this pen expecting to hate it and pan it in a video, comparing it to a Parker Sonnet copy, the Bauer 388. This is my fake with a capital F Parker Sonnet. This pen makes no bones about being a counterfeit. The eBay seller actually selling these proudly announces they are genuine Parker Sonnets at the sale price of, get it, $10 US. Astounding. Even if you think you're getting a real Parker at this price, you've got to be delusional. And yet when I got my hands on it and did the review, I discovered it is one of the nicest writing pens I own. I bought it to laugh at it, and now it is number 9 on my 2019 best fountain pens list. Go figure. It posts beautifully and deeply, and I suppose if I had a real Parker Sonnet, I'd be able to compare them, but I know that Wasky Squirrel did a video comparing his genuine to this one, and the differences are minute. The pen writes beautifully, and for $10, boy, that had to make my list. Again, I'm not recommending you buy a fake Sonnet. Coming in at number 8 is another surprise pen for me. I've said over and over that I'm not a slim pen kind of guy, but here's another slim pen that makes my list. And there are 2 more to come, too. This is the Wing Sung 601A in Burgundy with a gold wave cap. This is the Vacumatic version of the pen with the pump filler. There you can see it. And it has a tubular Triumph style nib in that 2-tone gold. Pardon the scratches on my finger. I was taking down the Christmas tree today, and it bit me. I was shocked at how well this pen performed and how comfortable it is in my hand. This pen actually inspired my purchase of the number 2 pen on my list coming up, but it feels just beautiful. This pen actually belongs to my wife. Because as soon as she had it in her hand, she fell in love with it, both the color and the feel, and that nib writes so beautifully and smooth. Actually, when I borrowed this pen off of her desk to do this review, she immediately sent me a text just a few minutes ago and said, "Where's my pen? I've lost my pen." She adores this pen and writes with it every day. I'm thinking of getting one myself, actually, perhaps in that teal color with that same gorgeous gold cap. On to number 7 on my list of top 10 fountain pens for 2019, and we are getting into my favorite pen company of all, Penbbs. I have to thank and blame Bob Page, the moderator over at the Fountain Pen Network, the Chinese Pen Forum, for getting me hooked on Penbbs. He suggested I get a 308. And here is the 308. Actually, I had purchased another one before this one, the 308 in cedar and gold trim, and it's a gorgeous fountain pen as well. But this one really knocks it out of the park on a number of things. Just look at that amber finish. This did it for me. This amber finish is simply the most gorgeous finish I've ever seen on a fountain pen. So perhaps you can make suggestions in the comments section below about a finish that might be more beautiful than this, but I've yet to see one. Pen number 7 is one of the 2 Penbbs's I own, as I mentioned. The other one is a cedar, but this is the first one I own that had the amber is a cat finish and the amber is a cat nib. So that nib right there has little paw prints on it and says amber is a cat. And it is one of those mini Fude nibs in fine, which I have come to adore, and I own a lot of them now. I still can't describe how gobsmacked I was when I took this out of the box. And that nib with the little paw prints is simply gorgeous. They aren't for everyone, but they sure are my favorite fountain pen nibs now. Everything about this pen is wonderful, from its shape and feel in the hand to the section with the same material as the body and the cap, to the fact that it's all ready to be eyedropper. Just take the converter out, and you can see it's full of ink right now, and it takes a ton of ink. Kudos to Penbbs. This model 308 probably is, I'm guessing, but I'm thinking it's their most successful model. It certainly is a keeper for me. In sixth spot is a Moonman, and this is the Moonman 600S. Sorry, M600S. This one is in a gorgeous teal swirling resin. Look at that. Beautiful chatoyance to that. This is a big pen and very close to the same dimensions as the Parker Duofold Centennial. I think they're only off by about a millimeter or a half a millimeter. The pen doesn't post. Well, it posts, but you don't want to write with it like that. But unposted, the pen is beautiful in the hand and well balanced. I love the large section, and the two-tone Moonman nib is really beautiful. Now, this one doesn't have that nib because I've swapped it out. This is one of those mini Fude fine nibs that I have taken to these days. This one is not from Penbbs, but it's from a clone, and this is a Bobby nib. This is what he calls the Bobby Mini Fude bent nib, but it is, I would say, functionally identical to the Penbbs fine Mini Fude nib. The Moonman M600S is a marvelous poor man's duofold, and the number 6 Moonman nib on there can be swapped out with many other number 6 style nibs like Jovo, Bach, or Knox. And I know many other users have used this pen by taking the Moonman nib out and putting their favorite nibs in it. A simply gorgeous fountain pen. Next up, in fifth spot, is a pen on loan to me from a friend. This was part of his father's fountain pen collection. This is a 1970s Sheaffer Targa in Thuya Brown Ronce. That, as I understand it, means in French, means like a black walnut or a brown walnut. As I understand it, this finish on here is 14 layers of lacquer, all hand rubbed. The thing about this pen, other than the fact it posts beautifully, is this nib. This has a 14 karat gold Sheaffer inlaid nib on a very long tapered section. This is another slim pen that surprised me by being extremely comfortable to write with. I attribute that to the long, slender section where I can grip it from any distance, and that nib is just to die for. It's so beautiful after being cleaned and polished. And at 45 years old, it's an incredible writing instrument. So that's number 5 on our list, the Sheaffer Targa. We're back into Penbbs territory again with number 4 on my list, the gorgeous Penbbs 323 in Tuzi. This Tuzi finish is just stunning. I just said that the amber as a cat is stunning. I'm using that word a lot, but boy, the chatoyancy of these Penbbs acrylics continues to amaze me for pens that are $30 and under. I was so impressed by my first 323 and it was in a black tortoise finish, that I bought 3 more. This is the latest one, and I snapped it up the moment I saw it. It was a Tuzi. There are 3 cat finishes from Penbbs, the other 2 being Amber is a cat and Niango is a cat. The 323 is almost in a category by itself. Without a clip, I put this little snake ring on here as a roll stop. So there is no clip and no way to post the cap. This pen dispenses with those practical considerations to devote itself to pure writing ergonomics. I have never written with a pen as comfortable in the hand as the 323. It is a true writer's pen. All four of my 323s have that fine mini Fude nib, and I also consider these pens to be works of art, and I display them as such. Pen number 3 on my list is my Penbbs 456 vacuum filler. This one is in the clear acrylic Penbbs calls clear glass. The filling mechanism is similar to that found on the Visconti Homo sapiens, although Visconti calls it a power filler. There have been a few less expensive vacuum fillers available recently. The Penbbs 268, the Wingsung 699, and the Wingsung 3013. Those pens are less expensive, but this is a substantial, well-made, and very practical fountain pen. This is my carry-about pen because I can take it anywhere. When screwed down, the piston inside closes off the section from the reservoir, effectively sealing the pen from pressure and temperature changes, which cause fountain pens, especially those with large capacities like this, to spit and burp ink. When you're ready to write again, you simply unscrew the blind cap, which disengages the little plunger in there and allows the ink to flow. The two-tone mini Fude fine nib is also a beauty. I love this pen, and I love it filled with this beautiful blue ink. Some of you may know that I broke this by dropping it, and I was able to purchase a whole new barrel for $8 from Etsy, from Bainey on Etsy, and I restored my beloved 456 to working order again. At number 2, I have my most recent fountain pen. This was a Christmas gift from my wife. It is the Pilot E95S. My most recent video was a review of this amazing fountain pen. You can click above to see that review, but this pen is pure luxury. Just going to show it briefly here for those of you that are sticking around and haven't seen that video. Another gold inlaid nib, 14 karat, that long, slim section. And I told you I liked thick section pens. Well, I love this pen. Isn't that beautiful? It becomes a full-size pen, and when you cap it, it's short enough to fit in your pocket with a hinge clip and a champagne satiny cap. I just can't get over how luxurious this pen is. I've been writing with it every moment I can for the last number of days. And now for my number 1 pen of 2019. It is the Penbbs 480 Galaxy. When Penbbs introduced this new model last summer, and they had an amber as a cat finish, I was so excited. I immediately ordered one for my wife and another one for my best friend. And then when I went back to Etsy to get one for me, they were gone. I should have bought 3 right off the bat, but being the cautious Canadian I am, I went and asked my wife and my friend first if they'd like one. I snoozed, I loosed. I had to wait a full month for the Etsy store to offer the 480 in the Galaxy finish, which is like amber as a cat, but in blue. I thought it would be second best to the amber. Boy, was I wrong. When I got this pen, and I took it out and started writing with it, not only was the finish astounding, the nib was the best of all of my, wait for it, 14 fine mini Fude nibs that I own. I consider the 480 a refined, upgraded Model 308. The pen is sleeker, posts better, has a better, more comfortable section, and a nicer clip. than the 308, in my opinion, and has a greater clearance in the cap for that number 6 nib. So swapping nibs in and out is a lot easier with this pen. If you want a Jovo, a Bach, or a Knox, or some other type of nib, there's a lot more clearance in that cap. The 308 precluded people from making the nib swaps because it was so tight. This pen is a beauty in the hand and on the page. It writes like butter. I've been waiting for something to knock this pen out of its number 1 spot since I got it last summer, and only the Pilot E95S with its lovely gold nib has come close. I have an Amber is a Cat 480 now as well. I don't think I'll buy another 480, as these two 480s I've got, the Amber and the Galaxy, are the top of the line in my opinion. However, you never know, because
This is 2020.
So, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that bell. Thank you all for your support and comments, and that's all she wrote.